Yeah, bro. So somebody's talking building projects would be more effective. Yeah, people. A lot of people just assume you gotta do lead code in order to like, bro. Let me tell you. Apart from big tech companies, no other place like nobody really cares about lead code, bro. Yeah, I just gotta break the ice for you, bro. I feel like maybe your style in India is different, but I don't want to get a job in India, bro. No, no hate to India, bro. I'm not planning to get a job in India. So if you guys like even small startups, they're stressing you guys with lead code, that's not my style. I feel like I'll only do lead code when I just want to do interview prep. When I know I have an interview coming soon, that's when I'll just like maybe spin up a little bit of lead code. But I'm not gonna stress myself doing lead code all day to fucking. I'm not targeting big tech companies. I don't know work at Google, boy. You get it? I want to be my own startup founder. So unless you know the architectural design, the fucking whatever that goes around the whole entire thing. Dog, even in the years you need lead code to get into top tech. Yeah, I'm saying though, you getting it twisted. I'm saying if you are in US, not even about US, anywhere in the world that has Amazon, Google, like the FANG companies. So now that Nvidia is there and other companies, I feel like do that. But that's not my target. That's not my target. I feel like you right now having dope projects that you've built is more feasible and is more important than doing a bunch of lead code. Because, bro, right now everybody's cheating on lead code, dog. It's hard to cheat on projects. You could build projects with AI, but anybody can know you built it with AI. But right now, bro, if I'm for interview and I use Cluely or whatever this thing that is just coming right now, I feel like I want to get that job so bad I can cheat and get that fucking job. I can't even lie to you. Um, yeah, so for me, I'm not interested in big tech companies for now, bro. My aim is to fucking just get a job, like you feel me, something that can just make me be alive. You get it? Yeah, I can go for lead code and all that shit, dog. That's not my thing. Yeah, but I'll do lead code. I'll do lead code. Hopefully, in like when I'm about to get a job or something. I feel like when I'm having like an interview coming forth. So or just after like maybe if I just want it really, but it's not my thing. I don't want to feel I don't want to sound like bad or anything. Build a betting app. You want to see build just a dummy seed. Like what's this stuff with the top funds that YouTube brought? Like I'm seeing a bunch of stuff. I've built a to-do list, bro. Will I get a job? No, you'll not. You'll not get a job with a fucking to-do app, boy. I can't even lie to you. Every day. Which tech stack you doing? Did you read the title? Did you see the title? If you can see, I'm planning to. Hold on, pay after getting a job program. All right, so we have. Did bro straight up say you won't get a job? Yeah, he won't get a job with a fucking to do app. Straight, bro. I'ma look you in your eyes, right? Here's the thing. I'm gonna look you in your eyes and tell you, you won't get a fucking job with a to do app, period, bro. If your feelings is your problem, because that's the truth. You get it? Call a spade, bro. Ain't nobody giving out jobs for no fucking to do apps. So you gotta do better than that. Yeah, I'm being harsh, bro, because you guys are not being sarcastic, man. What you mean that to do app and you want a job? Like, who cares about that, dog? For real, bro. Who cares about that, bro? So you can see, let's see, easily deploy full stack Node.js apps on AWS EC2. Now, speaking of EC2, that's what we are going to try to do, right? Because I don't know, somebody was telling me about EC2, right, and micro services and stuff. Monstack versus Next. What do you prefer? Next.js, bro. I feel like what is Next? Is Next supposed to be a stack? I don't know because I like Monstack though. But then there is Next.js on top of the React, so that's why I don't know. They should change the thing now. Yeah, of course. I like Next.js a lot, man. I like Next.js a lot. So yeah, we have a architectural design to break down today. Cause why not? We have something to work towards. Cause bro, we've been of recent just grinding hard on like the payment thing, and we haven't figured it out up to now, which is crazy. And that's what coding is, bro. What's your complete tech stack? Modern stack? Not completely monster. Like I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm just like not very proficient in everything. But if I can be honest with you guys, I genuinely like Next.js, right? With everything, MongoDB, but I want to switch up. I want to switch to like using PostgreSQL. As you can see, I've been just in the background studying SQL, right? So I've been doing SQL. I even have an assignment here, which is a simple thing. I wanted to start the stream with it actually. Solving this question, I think it's going to be the last question. Then I'll be done with this group side of things, and then from there, I'll go to having, but not on stream though. I'll do this after. Then we shall start creating and joining tables. Then advanced logic. All these ones I'll have to finish them. So I'm planning to actually switch. Have you used Golang? Golang, bro. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about it. Learned SQL and Python in school for years, bro. For 2 years. That's good then. Um. Okay. Somebody said, you know this, you know system design. I don't know system design actually, but I'm planning to teach myself, bro. You get it? I'm planning to teach myself. You feel me? So we have to be drawing a bunch of stuff, like I was there's something somebody told me about Eraser.io, but man, for some reason they started charging me. I'm like, damn, bro, why they charging me for some? Let's check pricing. Yeah, I'm gonna check the Discord, bro. I'm gonna check the Discord. Give me a second. Give me a second. Like, come on, like, bro, we just started the stream right now, bro. You already telling us to check something is crazy. Let's see. Okay, no worries. What did you say? What did you put now? Nah, bro. No, no, no. But bro, I'm not gonna do this. Why do you like doing this stuff, my G? Like, what the hell is Bomboclad thing? Oh, Bomboclad mine. What's this? Bet. Okay, add. mm, What's that sound? That sound is funny, dog. Yo, this actually good, bro. I like this. Bro. I like this, dog. Bomboclad with Netlify. You lost. Detonated. Mm. What's that? What's that stuff? What is it supposed to mean? Like I don't get it. Yo, my brother, Fanyi, it was good. Akpe Ifanyi. Let me check. These guys, welcome back to the stream, bro. Today we starting off early, so yeah, you live. I'm early today because yeah, I don't have a school today, and I was just so like I was just so hyped to get on stream because yeah, man, you guys are turning up for me, so I gotta be here for y'all. And at the same time, I'm thinking about changing my whole entire infrastructure. So I thought, why not? If we're learning to look, we have 4 months of experience, and if we're learning together, why not just do it with you guys on stream? So yeah, you guys get to see the hurdles, what we go through, and what I don't know. For some reason, I feel like something is burning. I don't know, bro. What the fuck that is? Maybe somebody's cooking. I don't know, bro. Pray for me. My whole feelings, nothing is burning in this room, dog. Hello, bro. Using Casa Proplan? No, I'm not using Casa Proplan for now. So I think this dude has sent us some. I'm not using Casa Proplan. I'm not planning to pay for nothing, dog. I can't even lie to you. Maybe if I get a job or something. But out of my pocket, I'm not paying for nothing, dog. So what is supposed to be here? Um, we're supposed to have 3 files for AI. That I'm not planning to have any AI BS. Okay, diagrams, code, markdown. I think the free version should be enough for sure. Let's try it out. I think it should be enough, dog. Okay, we can just sign in with Google. I think the free version should be enough. Learn designing. What do you mean? I should learn designing with Figma? Is that what you're saying? Because I can I can say like decent. I'm decent enough when it comes to designing. Mm. Yo, somebody said how to improve. So typing is important too. Yes. What typing? What, bro? I'm confused. Typing is important. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, but it is what it is. I think we can delete everything that's on here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, let's try to create a blank file. Free plan. You've reached your plan limit. Upgrade to a pro plan. Create more files. Then we gotta remove one though. Can we? How can we remove something? Oh, we can. Oh, we can use the same thing. Okay, interesting. So now what I'm going to do, just give me a sec, yeah. Give me a sec. Give me a second. So we have to think about our design in a very important manner. So I'm going to bring you guys along, right? So we can have a talk where architectural talk, right? We're trying to decide between a monolith, right, versus microservice architecture. Microservice architecture. Hmm. All right, we're just gonna say microservice. Now, the difference between these two is something that we are going to try to figure out together, right? But first, let me try to solve this thing real quick so I can get this section done, which is group by inside this SQL, because I'm planning to learn SQL, as you guys can see. So first we start with select. They say we need to select the brand. We need to select the brand and account of the brand, then an average of the prices for each brand, then round the average down to the nearest number and alias the average as AVG in your output from cars where the car has not been sold, and then group the table by brand. Damn, that's a bunch of stuff for us to do, dog. But with SQL, we should be able to just use natural language because everything sounds like natural language. I'll show you guys in a second. Mm. I'll show you guys in a second. Just give me a second. All right, so because most of our architecture, right, when we go to the architectural part, when I walk you guys through the design, you guys will realize we need SQL really, specifically PostgreSQL. So let's go select the brand. So we gotta select the brand and then account of the brand. So we need to select the brand. Then for good measure, it's always good to use these ones as capital. Yeah, it's not like like you should do it like a rule thing, but it's always good to do that. So let's say brand. We need a count of the brand, and then what else? An average. Hmm. Okay, so for now, let's just say from cars, right? I always tend to forget this. Let me just say from cars for now. So let's try to see in the console. Yep, let me see if it's going to display. Let's just save this. Hold on, give me a sec. Save this. Let's see if we get a brand and account. Now we have an error. Cars.brand must appear in a group by clause. So select by the brand and from this and then group by. Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna have group by. Then let's just say brand, because what are they saying? We need to group by the table, which is brand. Okay, from cars. Let's just have that. So cost of free plan is enough. I think it is, but I don't want to use it now, bro. I've changed my mind. I don't want to keep using that shit. Group by these. Okay, so here we need the brand and account of the brand and average of the prices for each. So count of the brand, we got select the brand, count brand. Okay, this group by and stuff that should come last. That will be the table. So we group the table by the brand. Now, where from cars, where the cars have not been sold. Okay, so it's like this, right? From cars, let's pick this from, put it here. From cars. Okay, let's just mute this. Just give me a sec. You guys don't know how confusing SQL is, bro, until you guys start writing SQL code. SQL, whatever, it's just crazy. Just asking, man. For my case, right? I don't really need to use Casa. I could use it, but that Casa thing, like the free plan, bro. The models on the free plan are just garbage. I can't even lie to you guys, bro. Yeah, you can do the average, like I mean the mediocre thing, like just generate a mockup, like a simple file, right? Let's say you want like a simple pricing plan or whatever, just like a simple, quick stuff. You can do it, yeah. You can do it with the free plan. But if you want complicated stuff, you need to pay for it, and which is not my cup of tea. I don't have to pay for nothing. That's why I feel like okay, ChatGPT gives you most of the things that you need. And also Grok. Like somebody put me onto this Grok thing, and I'm just like I'm liking it. So I feel like Casa, the free plan is not worth it, dog. Unless you have the money, you can invest in the paid plan. The paid plan is crazy because I think you get access to like Claude Sonnet 4 or something. I don't know. Just see what works for you, my brother. An average of the price for each brand, round the average down to the nearest number. Okay, now an average of the price for each brand. Oh, so an average from cars, then we need the count. All right, let me just put from cars to the side for now. Let me also drop it like this, and then all right, that should be here we need an average of the cars, an average of the price, an average of the price for each brand. So now we've selected the brand and then the count of the brand, and what's the alias. Okay, the alias is only on the average itself. Select the brand, count of the brand, and then we need an average. So we're gonna say AVG, which is the average for the price, right? Average price for each brand. Average price for each brand, I don't know. We're just gonna say average, and then the average should be as AVG, and we gotta round down this one. So let's do that. It's supposed to be floor. Okay, so floor, and then the alias should be AVG in our output. Then what else? I think I've selected the brand, the count of the brand, and then floor average price is this. Okay. What else? Alias, the average. Okay, it's cool. Then from cars where the car has not been sold. So this is where we're gonna uncomment out from cars, because that's the table now, the cars table. From, oh my god, what did I do? Okay, it should be from cars where where yeah, call where fucking where. All right, where the car has not been sold. So we're just gonna say mm, where the cars has not been sold. So we're just gonna say sold is not true, right? So sold is not true, which is false, isn't it? Is false. So we can just keep it like this. False. Then what else? Then we can group the table by the brand. So we can just say group by brand. Group by brand. I think this should work. Oh my god, we got a problem. Shit, I don't know where the problem is. God, I don't know where the problem is, but let's see. We got these from cars. Okay, where could be the we have the brand already. Nah, bro. Let me just play the solution. SQL, bro. SQL is kind of hard though. Can't even lie to you.
Okay, that was definitely one of the most tricky examples we've had so far.
Mhm.
Let's work through it together. So let's start with our select statement, and I'm going to select the brand and account of the brand first of all. Next up, I'm going to round down my average and alias it as AVG. We'll include our from statement.
Wait, isn't that what we did, bro? We got select brand and then count brand. I think we did that. Oh, we just left out the commas. All right, so it then flow average price as AVG. I think that's what I did, dog. Price as AVG. Okay, no worries.
And next is our condition. So we're looking for cars which have not been sold.
Oh, damn.
And finally, we're going to group our table by the brand. Okay, let's take a look at the results.
Wait a minute. How did this dude just do it so fast like this? Select brand, count brand, and then flow as AVG from cars where sold is false, group by brand. This is what I did, dog. This is the exact thing I did. Like I think I just I placed cars down here from cars somewhere. So that's why we had issues. Yeah, but I think this should be correct. So we can select brand, count the brand, then flow. That's rounding down the average of the price is AVG, the alias, and then from cars where sold is false, group by brand. Hi brother, what's good, man? Where the call? What's that your name? Is that your name? Where the
And as
call?
we can see, like before, we got a brand and account of the brand, but we also have this average price, which is specific to each brand of car. Well done on getting through this tricky example. Have a go at that now. Okay, that's going to look at how we can write conditions for our aggregates.
Okay, that's it.
Having was
I'm just gonna close this down, and I'm gonna close this as well. So let's talk about the architectural design or the new architecture that I wanna build my stuff, my application on, right? I want to close this off. This is so annoying. Okay, so today, as you guys can see from the title, we have a monolith and microservice architecture that we are trying to implement in our application, right? So if I can walk you guys, or before I walk you guys, I want to show you guys the condition that we currently are in, right? So let me grab, just give me a sec. Let me see. Let me grab an icon or a shape. Let me take yeah, let me grab a rectangle. So for now we have this rectangle. Let's say we take these two rectangles and okay, let's have three rectangles like this, right? And then just bear with me, my brothers. We're gonna need a cylinder. Okay, this cylinder is a little. All right, we're gonna grab a cylinder. The cylinder should be somewhere here, and then we're gonna have all right, we're gonna have something like a parallelogram or whatever, whatever that name is, dog. Because that's super hard to even like my tongue can't keep up. Okay, so I think it should be that should be enough. Now, here's the thing. Here's what the problem that we have now. Currently, if we get here, we have this. Let's say the front end, and let's say just front end. Here we have the back end, and let's just okay. Here we have the database, and let's draw a rectangle again. All right, so here we have let's call these storage. I'm just gonna call this storage. Oh my god, what am I even doing, bro? Well, it should be T. Okay, let me delete this. Oh my god, we have a storage here. So this is what's going on, right? We have let me delete this. So we have arrow. Can we just grab an arrow? Okay, so we have this thing going here, and first, okay, we have this arrow front end, back end. Our current architecture, right? Let's just write it here. So what we have currently, current architecture. Let's just keep it as easy as that. This is what we have currently. Now, if I can be honest with you guys, currently we only have our front end, which is having whatever the client sees, right? Whatever the client sees for our application. Matter of fact, let me spin it up so you guys can keep up with me. All right, give me a sec. Yep, yo man, was good. Narendra Modi no Mintra. Damn, that name is hard, bro. Sorry. All right, we're gonna have CD backend. Let's run the backend first. Oh my god, clear npm run dev. CD frontend. Cause you know what I believe, right? Most of you guys are so used to like the glamorous stuff, like the shiny object, and it's like you guys don't get to get anything done, any work done. Oh, what? Yo, what's good, bro? I think I just greeted you. What's good? All right. So now currently we have this front end, right? And we have the dashboard. Just give me a sec. Then we have the upload page, right? Now, whatever that goes inside this upload page, it's just direct from the front end, right? The front end is the one you just saw. Here's the front end, and we have the back end running, right? So we getting something from the front end, right? We drop in. Let me just use a regular pen. So we have something that is the images or the audio, right? Let's say as a music producer, you come and use our platform, you are on the front end. And then the next thing you do is you drop a fucking MP3, right? You drop an MP3 file or or a cover image, right? Or we just have an image. Now, this is what you drop into the front end. And from there, it goes to the back end, right? And the backend uploads this to our storage, and then our storage brings the URLs and saves them inside the database. Now, this is the workflow that we have currently, right? Although it's not bad, I know it's not, but scaling this architecture is going to take us forever, right? Scaling it is going to be hard because I know for sure you as a programmer, you got to be ready for all scenarios, especially when you launch, and then like these days anybody can go viral, literally anybody can go viral, and then you get loaded with so many users and traffic to the point where your application cannot handle. So what are you going to do next? You're just going to go and sit down because your application is down, right? But that's not what we want. We want to horizontally scale, right? We just want to scale horizontally, or you can scale vertically depending on what you want. So with the architecture that we are going to design, currently we are on the monolith, right? The current architecture is a monolith architecture. The monolith architecture is where we have the front end, the back end, the database or the data source, and then the storage like the AWS. We currently using AWS S3 buckets, right? We're using S3 from Amazon Web Services, right? We're currently using this to store all the media files like the audio, all the MP3s. Or we even gonna need the WAV files. We're gonna need the WAV files, and then we have the images, right? Now, the only thing that I added here is this AWS S3, which is kind of like, okay, it's kind of like a good architecture when you think about it, because it's like, okay, we don't have to deal with our database saving like a huge amount of like images and files and stuff, right? Hindi, what do you mean by that? I don't speak Hindi, bro. So now the thing that we're gonna have to do is switch up the entire architecture if we want to scale, right? Or else if we're gonna have to continue using the monolith architecture, that means we are going to have to do more work for less returns. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. All right, so I don't want to do more work for less returns. So I'll show you guys now the solution that we are going to implement, right? Now, the only thing that I really hate about this kind of architecture is that if anything goes wrong with this workflow, because all these ones gotta work in hand, right? They gotta work hand in hand. All these ones they gotta work from left to right, right? If you're going from the front end to the back end to the database and then the storage, then they all gotta work like in line. If just there's a problem with the storage, then we're gonna have a problem with the database. And if we have a problem with the database, then the backend is going to complain. And if we have a problem with the backend, then the front end will be down, right? Because our main backbone is broken. So you understand? We gotta do something about it, and that's where our from now going forward architecture will come in handy, right? Now, the current architecture, I mean the architecture that we are hopefully going to implement, right, is going to be, boom, microservices. You guys see from the name, it's microservices. So we're gonna have a simple small service for everything that we need. Not everything though. Let's say for example we have to deal with payment, right? We're gonna have to keep payment as its own service, right? And then we're gonna have every service is gonna have its own database depending on the quality or the size of that service, right? So let's say, boom, we have a database here, then we have another database here, then we have another database here. Now, we want to do it so that we have this as a service, and this also as a service, and also this as a service. So let's say we are uploading bits. First, we always start with user management, right? So this is going to be user management, right? User, I don't know if that's correct, management, whatever, I think it's correct. Okay, we're gonna have user management, which is going to have authentication and user creation and stuff, you get it? So here is where we're going to have the user management. Then after, when the user is authenticated, we are going to save the user information in our database, right, which is just right below it. Now from here, the users that are that are saved. I mean that we get from this user management, right? Service. So this is, let's just call it service one, right? S1. Yeah. So this service one is going to serve our users inside our own database here. So this is one complete service, right? This is one service on its own. And then another one is going to be the upload service, right? Let's say we're going to have upload service. And then this side is going to be payment service. Now, here's the thing. We're going to get like the upload service here, and then now on the side of the upload service we are going to have, let's say, another storage. We can just call this, we can call this another storage, right? So from here we're going to just this also as a service on its own, right? So this is like service 2 s2. And then now from here, when we upload, it goes direct to our S3 bucket. Then we get a pre-signed URL, which is sent from AWS, and we save the pre-signed URL inside our own database. So this is going to be DB1, right? DB2 rather, because there's DB1 here already, right? We're going to have DB1 here, and then this is going to be DB2, DB3, right? You guys just just bear with me. I don't know how to draw with this, but it is what it is. I think you guys get the point. So we upload here on this upload service, and then we directly go to S3, right? We call this S3. We directly go to S3, then we get a pre-signed URL for like the MP3 or the audio files that we need. We store them inside our database. Then boom, we can send a message now, right? You send a message and call it done, right? So you're gonna say, hey, my part of the job is done, right? Then this one is also going to send a message to our message broker, right? We're gonna have a message broker here, which is going to be RabbitMQ, right? We can have RabbitMQ. Okay, we're just gonna call this RabbitMQ. Oh my god. We're gonna have RabbitMQ here that's gonna receive all these messages from all these different services, and from there is going to take it now and just we can address everything. So you guys get the point. We are having different services running independently off of each other, and we can decide to use Python here. Let's say we want to use Python here for JWT, since it's already JSON web tokens, is already compatible with JavaScript, right? This is JavaScript web something, JavaScript web JSON web tokens. I think it's JavaScript something token, whatever. I think it's something there, but you guys get the point. This JWT will be sent also as a payload, right, to verify the user. If the user, right, if the user sends this to us, right, our database or our backend, not our database, our backend will send, boom, a token to the front end or to the user and say, hey, this is token should come with your name, right? So the user will send this token alongside their login credentials, and then we shall verify and check like, hey, backend, do you have, hey, database, do you have this token there? Is it the same? Okay, cool. It matches, then cool. Let's authorize or authenticate this user. And then JWT is going to only be this side, right? Now, once we're done with the user authentication, then we're going to send a message, right, and say, hey, our status is now done. So what should we do? We should now proceed to the next step. And it doesn't mean if we stop here, right? If there's a problem here, this one's not going to go through. The only time the rest will not go through is because this is user authentication. Obviously, you got to be authenticated to use this stuff. But we can decide to scale this by having multiple instances of them. Say, hey, if this one doesn't work, let's open up another one. All right. So it's going to be easy. You guys will get the gist of it soon, right? But this is some intelligent architecture that is going to benefit us a lot, right? So rather than us just having this simple, you guys know this is a front end, right? Rather than us just having this, what's going on here, we're just going to have simple microservices, right? A service can literally mean just having something small, like literally lightweight. Let's say you have this server that's running, say it's just saying get health or whatever. Bro, teaching us in a way. Yeah. So let's say we have this app dot get, and then health app API is running. We can expose an endpoint, right, that will be consumed by another service, and then they will just communicate via G. Wait, hold on. Something called GR. Damn, I can't even, bro. Something called gRPC. I think you guys will understand this stuff soon when we start. Let's say extra large. So via something called gRPC, and this is what we're gonna be using to communicate between the different services, right? We're gonna have this one interacting with one service, and then this side is also going to be interacting with another service, if that makes sense, bro. And after that, right, now if we don't need to use these grpcs, that's like almost like apis interacting with apis. It might sound complicated, but you guys will get the gist of it soon. So I think that's the scope of everything. Now, let me walk you guys through like a little bit of some reading, because you guys don't like reading, but you guys should read, bro. If you want to just increase your knowledge, you guys have to read. All right, my boy Procano is good, man, and that will be showing up every day here. Yeah, man, for real. Thanks a lot, bro. So as you can see, bro, we're trying to get a lot of things done, and now this is what's going on, right? Don't mind, bro. This is the data bucket event driven microservice architecture that we are trying to implement, right? So here we're going to have here, as you guys can see, data bucket is a music production marketplace where producers upload beats. You guys mark that, right? Can I highlight this? Can I change the color or something? Okay. So here the point is producers upload beats and artists purchase or license them. As you guys can see, bro. So those are the two main things that is going to be taking place in our application, right? So our producers are going to upload beats and artists will purchase or license them. And then users engage through social and analytical features. These are things that we can add on afterwards. I don't really think we need these ones to start with. But the main thing is for producers to upload beats and artists to purchase them. That's the main focus of the entire application. And then after that, the architecture uses an event-driven microservices approach to ensure scalability, resilience, and loose coupling. Now, what does loose coupling mean? If you guys do your research, you guys will realize loose coupling. Oh my God, what's going on in my background, bro? Let me hope it's not bleeding into the mic. I'm sorry, bro. All right, so loose coupling is like the ability for the applications that you're using to have little to no knowledge about what they're doing. It's more like dump interaction. I don't know if you guys get the point. So they should have dump interaction between each other, right? So that at least we have like little to no dependency. Like let's say this stuff is happening here and then I have another thing happening here. Their interaction should be like in a way that they don't have to depend on each other so much. I don't know if you guys get the point, bro. So that we like if one thing goes down, it shouldn't bring the other down with it. You get, so each microservice handles a specific domain, communicates asynchronously via events, and maintains its own database, right? So it's database per service pattern, and that's the thing that we want to implement. All right, the system leverages Apache Kafka as the event streaming platform for reliable event handling and Kubernetes for containerized deployment. Now, notice I don't know a lot about this. I don't even know what Apache Kafka is, but regardless, we still this is the like it opens the door towards learning a bunch of stuff, right? So now we're already seeing something called Apache Kafka without even like thinking about this how do I call it? Without thinking about the event driven architecture, I wasn't gonna know that there's something called Apache Kafka that exists somewhere. You understand? So that's the main point of always staying afloat with things. All right. So this is kind of a new architecture, not literally new, but it's something that's like not a lot of people implement in their workflows because most of the fucking companies are still dependent on legacy code that is like hard to literally scale with I mean, not scale because they're already crazy, but literally like use the newest technology. So if you guys have an idea of a mic like these technologies, it's gonna be easier for you guys to stand out. I guess that's what I'm just saying. That I'm just speculating. All right, so now we have core requirements that we're gonna need, right? We're gonna need a user management. I think I explained that. We're gonna have registration, authentication, profile, and where the profile is going to have producers or artists and role-based access, right? This is the main thing I wanted to implement for the longest, like where we can have role based access, right? If you're a producer, you access the application as the producer, and the application that will be presented to you will be the application that is going to be presented to only producers. And if you're an artist, you will only access the application that's for the artist. Let me hope that makes sense. And then you're going to have bid management. Now, this is going to be where the most work happens because this is where we're going to upload, include the tags, the categories, and the stream audio or audio file bits, right? You guys get the point. And then we're gonna have a marketplace. There's like licensing options, right? Like the exclusive or non-exclusive pricing and card functionality. So this is actually like a crazy application that we want to implement. We want to make this application come to life rather than it just being a fucking MVP. You get it. These days you cannot afford to be a mediocre, bro. I swear to God, these days it's too expensive to be a mediocre. So we gotta go above and beyond to make our application better than the competition. You get it? And this is a serious application that might even we don't even need a job though, because if this works out, then we won't have to stress about a job. All right, then we're gonna have payment processing, right? Payment processing where we can like secure payments, subscriptions, and payout handling for producers because producers will have to sell their own beats on the platform as well, so they need to also access their payments. We also need to address them getting their payouts and also them paying us to use our application. We're getting money from producers using our application, and we're getting money from artists buying beats from our application because we're gonna make a little percentage thing in our stuff. Yeah, I get the point. Cause of course, man, you get it. Payment providers will have to take money from us, but we're not gonna be paying that money ourselves. The people using our application will have to pay for it. So let me hope that makes sense. And then we're gonna have social features, right? Like comments, likes, follows, and messaging. I don't know if we really need these though, cause like I doubt if producers really care about like fucking because if we already have Facebook and like fucking Instagram and stuff. I really doubt if us having uh like social stuff will help our application, but let's take it for what it is for now. All right. And then analytics, we're gonna need sales reports. Obviously, we're gonna need streaming stats and user engagement metrics. We're gonna have to save that to our different stuff. Then we're gonna have a scalability, handles thousands of concurrent users and large audio file uploads. Now, this is the thing where I'll have a big problem because I do not have any idea about this yet, and that's why I want to address everything together today, my brothers. And we're gonna have resilience. Now float is gonna be fault tolerant with no single point of failure. And yeah, I feel like these two are the most important like blocks of every application, especially something where you're gonna be dealing with money, like literal money, bro. You cannot afford to literally have issues because every 1 minute of any application like Amazon, Google, or whatever, 1 minute of them being down, that's almost $1 million in loss. I can't even lie to you. And then we're gonna have real time, low latency streaming and notifications. All right, I feel like this one for like I don't know. So for our application, we're gonna have to make choices, right? Either to pick something or ditch something. So it'll depend on us. And then we're gonna have architectural components. Now, this is the most important part that you guys need to understand. We're gonna have each microservice responsible for a specific domain, designed to be independently deployable and scalable. They communicate via events published to Kafka topics. Right? This is if we're using Kafka. Yeah, I don't know. You guys don't know. Most of you guys don't know Kafka, including me. If anybody in the comments knows, y'all can let me know. Okay, so we're gonna have now the first one is gonna be a user service. I think I already explained it. Where we're gonna have the functionality as manages user registration, authentication, profiles, and roles, either as a producer or artist. Now, this is why I'm learning SQL. God, my background, bro. Each. Fuck. Anyways, each use we're gonna have the user service, right? Um, each user or each producer is going to have their own page. I think I explained that already. So we want to ditch so much dependency on external what dependencies. How can I even explain that to you guys? Like currently we're using clock. Oh my god. uh Currently we are using clock, so we want to just create our own authentication flow, right? Which is easy for us to make. I know it's not easy as in coding it is easy, but it's now easy. It's going to make our application entirely easy to implement, to just follow through, right? Because now we're going to be backend focused. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I do not mind restarting the entire backend flow for our application because I already have a working one currently. Yes, it is going to be there, but I don't mind using this as a learning curve or a learning application for me, right? Because I literally want to get my backend skills up to par, and this is where I'll put them all to a test. You get it? So now we're gonna have user service is gonna handle the functionality that's gonna be under the user service is gonna be managing user registration, authentication profiles, and role based, which is gonna have producer or the artist having different pages. Then the database will be PostgreSQL for structured user data, e.g., the email, username, roles, and stuff like that. And now the only reason why I would literally pick an SQL an SQL over an SQL over over a non SQL would be RLS, right? Role level security policy. Um you guys will understand what I mean by this. So, role level security policies are database security features that control access to individual roles within a table based on user identity or context. Now, this is the only reason, especially for me as somebody who wants to create a marketplace for producers, right? This is the only thing that will make me choose an SQL over a non SQL. Because for me, I'm a big MongoDB guy, but I'm planning to switch to PostgreSQL, right? Because matter of fact, PostgreSQL supports both. It literally supports NoSQL, which is with like JSON stuff, almost like MongoDB, and at the same time supporting with tables, rows and tables. You guys get the point. So, what is row level security in simple languages, right? It's more like we're gonna have let me just draw this with free form. So it's more like having a fucking stuff like this, right? Say if you're a producer, this is producer one, I mean producer two, this is producer one, right? And then we're gonna have um producer. I'm using producer because that's the application I'm building. Yeah, I can replace this as like user one or user two. All right, so we're gonna have producer one, producer two, producer three. Now, producer one is literally going to have, let's say, bio saying, "Hey, I make beats every single day," something like that. And then this one is like, okay, they're gonna have their own username, like let's say, prod by filthy or whatever. I just put this PF, and then they're gonna have their own email, and then this is for the only the user info under producer one, and then after that they're gonna have their own bits that they have uploaded. They're going to view their own analytics. So this is going to be bits, and this is going to be their own analytics. And then they can also have their own, like literally the application, they're gonna have like a subdomain under our domain. It's like this is gonna be their page, their version of the page, and then they can customize it in any way they please. And also, producer two is gonna have bio saying, "Hey, I'm lazy, I eat food, I'm too fat." Like they say whatever they want to say, right? And then after that, they're gonna have their own customizable page. The same applies to this. Now, let's say you log in as a producer, right? And then you want to access your page. You're not gonna come here as producer one, log in as producer one, and then see the info of producer three on your page. It don't make sense, right? And then the same applies for producer two and also producer three. So that is only going to be possible with role level security, right? We could do it on the front end in a local way, but that's just going to be extra work for us. So why not just start it off from the back end and then just, it's going to make our work easy on the front end. So row level security policies is something that we shall need, and it's only so much easier with an SQL language. So that's why we're going to go with PostgreSQL, right? So we're going to need PostgreSQL for structured whatever. I think I explained it. And then we're going to have the events that are going to be produced will be event like user registered, triggered on new sign up. So if a user signs up, then this event is triggered. And then we're going to have user profile updated. Then it is triggered on profile changes like bio, the avatar, or whatever they want to update, right? Then now the events consumed. So here, this the whole entire service, as you guys see, the whole entire service has a functionality, has a database, has the events that are going to be produced under that service. And then we're going to have events that's going to be consumed, right? And then it will be the payment is processed, updates user subscription status. So if the user is triggered as a new sign up, if this event users triggered, users registered is triggered, right, on some new user signing up, then we're going to have to send this event as well to be consumed by them, right? New users will have to update, will have to pay, will have to pay to use our application. I mean, if they decide to, because we're only going to give them a free trial of only uploading 10 bits. We can even be generous and say they're going to upload 15 bits, but let's cap it at like 10 bits. So they're going to only have access to upload 10 bits. After the 10th bit, they're going to be asked to purchase a fucking subscription. If they don't, they can leave. If they want, they can stay. You feel me? 10 bits, that's it. After that, they'll have to pay, because we're going to be paying for storage. You feel me? Y'all gotta be wise. Y'all gotta be smart. Okay, then after that, this is going to update the user status. Let's say they pay, right? So the status will be paid, and then we shall update the whole entire service that, hey, we shall inform the service that I guess we've paid, and then the service will take whatever that we've gotten from here and then just save the information in a database, and yeah, the whole flow continues. Now the tech stack here will be Node.js with Express, and then JWT for authentication, and PostgreSQL. Now this is for one entire service, right? That means we've only addressed the user service. The user service now includes this whole block. You guys see that? I know it sounds too much and it looks like it's a lot, but it's not. We're gonna handle every single step. Not today though. We're gonna, like, in coming like videos going on from now on, this is what we're gonna address, right? And then for today, what we're gonna be doing today is teaching ourselves how to do JWT authentication, and also, boom, we might as well need PostgreSQL. So this is going to be our practice for today. At the same time, bearing in mind that this will apply to our user service. You guys get the point. So it's almost like saying we are today tackling user service, but indirectly though, because first we got to teach ourselves. We've already informed ourselves by doing research. Then we teach ourselves, and then from there we perfect the craft by applying it to a real world application, which is like our bit selling application. And then we can finally include it in our fucking resume that, hey, I am a skilled fucking microservice developer. You've done it, dog. You don't have to be a fucking expert. in order to put it out there. Proficiency is more like you've done 3 Google fucking searches on it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna learn everything on the job. Every job, every company that is serious, they literally have a team designated for only teaching the new people that have been recruited. So you don't have to be like a fucking like a Node.js demon express fucking god in order to land a job, literally. So that's what I would say, bro. Like I feel like you guys have to be smart enough to do, to know all this. So let's go to like the second service, which is going to be the bit service. Now the bit service is going to have the functionality that handles. Now we're going to have, like, as you guys can see, it goes from functionality, database, and any other thing that is going to be involved. All right. So let's continue. Now the second thing is the bit service, right? Let's say, for example, we've mastered, because here, what's the keyword here? Like if you guys look through everything that we've read, the keyword is JWT for authentication, because this is the main thing. Without JWT, we're not going to be able to process anything in the user service. So if we learn how to use JWT, that means we've already learned 90% of the user service. That means we've completed. If we complete only user service, that means we've completed how many? Look how many services we have. We have like let me show you. We have like fucking 8 services. So if we've completed one out of 8 of the entire application, that means we are doing good. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is going to make the whole entire workflow very smooth. And later, when we want to bring in more people to recruit, like let's say my application grows at a rapid pace, and then now I want to recruit like my brothers from India and then my friends from US and other people from China and some other dudes like in South America or something like that. It's going to be easier. I won't have to give them the entire project and hand them the entire project like, hey, yeah, get this and do this. No, I will have ideas on who I want to recruit and who I want and where I want them to work. Let's say I want to recruit a developer to work on authentication service. All right, I'm in on the user service. I'm going to give them only the user access to only the user service. Handle the user service, whether you do it in India, in the US, in America, it's going to be easier. All right. Now they can access only that part of the stuff, and then it's going to be independent. Like the language is, we're not going to have like a dependent language, right? Let's say, for example, the developer that is working on a user service, right, only is proficient in Python. All right, go ahead and use Python, right? No problem with that, because everything is going to be containerized, and whether you use Python on the user service and then another person here on the bit service uses Golang, or another person uses fucking Java or Spring Boot, all of them are going to be able to communicate together and put everything in place, right? I don't know if you guys get the point, which is like too many flexible options for us to handle. All right, now now let's say we master JWT. Then I already spoke about that. I already spoke about that. Now, the next thing we're going to deal with is the bit service, right? Where we're going to handle uploads and metadata and whatever and file storage. Now, this is where we're going to need a database, which is MongoDB, which is, let's say, as our application right now holds, right? This application, as you guys see it, as you guys see, this application is already having one complete service, and we don't even have to rewrite the entire service from scratch. If I go to the backend, we already have one complete service, which is already the upload service, right? Which is this S3 client. We don't need to rewrite this from scratch again, because this is already taking our is already using S3, right? We're already using S3. As you can see, we have the secret keys, the access key, and the secret key, then the credentials. I mean, we have the region, and then this is the client thing, right? And then this is upload stuff. So here we are already getting the pre-signed URL. This is the pre-signed URL from AWS, and we having proper sanitizing of the names and stuff, so that we can just like, we don't have to have spaces and dashes and stuff. I mean, all these things is just to make the name clear for us to understand, or for the API to process. You guys get the point, right? So we already have this entire service working. We don't have to really redo it again from scratch. You get it? We don't have to worry about that. The only thing is just how we're going to let them communicate with each other. All right, they're going to communicate via grpc or direct, like a fucking message broker that is going to take the status that, hey, I am the user service. I'm done. So I'm going to send this status to a message broker and say, hey, I'm done with this service. All right, then the message broker will now tell the entire or the rest of the application that, hey, user service is done. So if you guys other side of the room working on payment, all right, send me your information and let me know if this is done also. Okay, that's done. All right. Now all of them are gonna come together and work just like that. So we're gonna need Docker, Kubernetes. We're gonna learn Docker. We're gonna learn Kubernetes. We're gonna learn a bunch of stuff, my brothers. So by the time we start applying for jobs, it is what it is. And if our application grows, we don't even need a job. You guys see that shit. And you guys who are watching me, y'all get to even work on my application. And guess what? I'm gonna pay y'all. All right. So enough of the jokes. Let's continue. Let's continue. So now we have the bit functionality already. We have it already communicating with database, which is MongoDB. Correct. We have everything already on Amazon S3. So the bit service is literally 90% done, which is even the main workflow of the application, right? And then we're gonna have events produced. This is gonna be the beat uploaded, triggered when a producer uploads a beat. Correct. This is gonna inform us that, hey, there's a new beat that has been uploaded by this producer with this user ID or producer ID or whatever you call it. And we're gonna have the beat metadata updated, like, oh damn, the user has updated the title, the user has updated the price, the user has updated the tag on the beat. All right. So this is gonna send us these events, all right? And then the events are gonna be consumed by this bit service, right? We're gonna validate if the producer has permission to upload bits in the first place. And how are they gonna have the permission to upload bits? Millions. That means they at least have to have paid the subscription. And then we're gonna have to check, like, hey, the producer has permission to upload beats. In other words, it's more like saying, did he pay us? If he didn't pay, he not stepping in the club, dog. You're not getting it if you didn't pay. Now, here the tech stack can easily be, we can easily use Python, Fast API with MongoDB and AWS is decree. I already implemented it in Node.js, but if you want, we can apply Python as well. And then some time back, I was talking about the pre-filling. Like, let's open my application, right? Let's say I have this already here. Let's say I upload a bit. Let me just give you guys an example. Oh my god, can we find a bit? It's been a while since I opened this folder. Okay, I think it needs, wait, it needs a bit, really. Audio file. Okay, batch uploads. Let's just pick this arrival guest. All right, then we come here. Let's just select a fucking image. This BK guy. All right, it appears they're interesting. Now the thing that I want is if if a user just throws this bit here, right? And then we need to actually immediately when we receive a fucking drop on this input, we need to trigger the upload event that, hey, they have uploaded a bit, so give us this upload thing. So this upload thing, instead of it being somewhere here, like, I think it shows here that, hey, uploading, it should just show us here automatically that the user has uploaded, so that we save them the stress of having to fill this entire fucking long form. Long form sounds crazy. This form, right? The users don't, because our application gotta be smart, we don't have to let them fill everything here. We can just use the information from the bit that I've dropped to just help them fill most of the things. And then the things that, like price, that is sensitive, we don't have to put the price, but we can start with the pre-filled price, and then they can always adjust it later anyway. So now this is where the thing is going to come. Another service that we might implement, and that service is going to be audio manipulating. No, it's more like audio processing, right? Where we shall take the information of the audio, information from the audio, and then pre-fill this, all this, right? Pre-fill it so we can make our application intuitive to use, right? So I think you guys get the point. And then let's continue going. Now that's going to be another. It's only going to be possible with Python. Literally, we could use FFmpeg, FFM. Fuck, man, my background is going nuts, man. Oh my god. Anyways, so we shall what was I even saying? Yeah, we're gonna use Python to process the audio. We could use FFmpeg from from Node. FFmpeg is like it's like what library from Node or something like that, where we can process audio, but it's gonna take time and it's not as accurate as Python. So we can use Python, a library called librosa. I think you guys, librosa lib librosa. Yeah, I think you guys get the gist of librosa. If you guys don't know, let me just give you guys a little walk. It's a Python package for music and audio analysis, right? So we are going to analyze the entire audio or music, and it's going to give us more information about that audio or that piece of music that we gave it, right? And then we're gonna expose an endpoint that is going to be consumed internally by our application, and it's just going to tell us that, hey, okay, from this audio that we dropped, this is what I've learned. The title is called Arrival Guess. It's going to pre-fill it, the genre, from the way the beat sounds and the way the beat is harsh and stuff. It's a trap beat or a fucking hip hop or R&B if the beat is super smooth and it's wavy. And then the key is going to be whatever key that is going to be here is like D minor. Then the BPM is going to be BPM, which is 142. Then the price is going to be any price, right? We can actually begin with like $29, but we can make it any price. Really, it's not going to be tied down to any, because users or producers will have different prices. This is just the price that they're going to include, but they'll have a whole entire section for pricing their beats, like putting the different licenses. Let's say the artists want an exclusive list or an exclusive license. We shall need a page for that. An exclusive license, if they need it as a fucking custom beat, if they need it as like, you get it, we shall have to research all that stuff and put them all together. All right, if that makes sense. And then, as you guys can see, I think is, yeah, we're gonna need a basic license, premium, unlimited list, all that stuff. All right, then that's gonna be the service, right? I think I spent long on that service. So that's gonna be the beat service, the whole entirety of beat service. And now our architecture, we are already including a different language, right? Like Python. And I don't know Python entirely, but that's gonna allow me to learn Python though. And I want to stick to only two languages. You don't want to have your architecture have like fucking 10 languages communicating with each other. It won't make sense. You need like a unified select number of languages that you're gonna need, right? It could be like Python, a combination of Python, JavaScript, and Java with Spring Boot, right? Or you could just need Node.js, which is still JavaScript, yeah, Node.js, JavaScript for the backend, Spring Boot or Express, Spring Boot, and something like Fast API, right? Or Django Flask, one of those three. But if you want to just use, like, let's say, you want to use, like, you can use a combination of different languages at your own choice. All right, you're not going to be tied to anything. That's basically the main point. And then the next thing is we're going to need a marketplace. Obviously, every application which is like e-commerce based, right? Because at the end of the day, we are selling digital goods, so that's still e-commerce, right? Electronic commerce, is that the point? Yeah, electronic commerce. God. All right, and then the next thing is we're going to need a marketplace, and then the functionality will be managing bid listings. We're going to need licensing options, like I told y'all, exclusive or non-exclusive, pricing and card. All these ones will be under the marketplace service. Then we're going to need a database for it, which is going to be Postgres. When Postgres is very, very good for transactional data like listings and card. This is where Postgres shines because it's mostly business related, right? On every business related stuff, you really need a robust database for it. You get it. You need proper tables, you need proper columns, rows, and stuff for different transactional stuff, right? Let's say you need let's say a user will buy a bead, and then the bead will belong to a certain user. You need proper relations between different tables and rows in your database, right? So that means you will have to use a PostgreSQL, which is a fucking SQL, which is yeah, rows and tables, if that makes sense. And then we're gonna need events produced, right? And then the events produced will be bid listed, that is triggered when a bid is listed for sale, and then the card is updated, triggered on card additions. Bro, like, if I had enough money, bro, I'd move out of this house, like, even today, bro. Oh my god, bro, this is, it is what it is, bro. You guys get you guys. Oh my god, sorry, bro. Cause man, I'm just so paranoid, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. It's like people just be super inconsiderate, bro. I just don't get it. Like, me, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, dog. Like, I'm just trying to get my shit out there, man. What the fuck? Anyways, it's my fault though. It's my fault. I'm gonna get everything alright, and then yeah, we're gonna be out of here, dog. So let's see. Database, we're gonna need Postgres for it for payment records. Obviously, as you guys can see, right? Almost every single event has a different database. Every single fucking service has a different database. Now, this one, MongoDB is good for storing flexible metadata, like things that will change over time. MongoDB shines there. But mostly, you guys can see Postgres is shining like crazy, almost in every single database thing. Postgres, and that's it. That's why it's super like legit, bro. People need SQL, and it's gonna be here even next fucking 50 years. Postgres will still be there. So now, where did we stop? We stopped at the payment processes. Now, the events that's going to be produced is going to be payment process triggered on successful payment, payout process triggered on producer payout. This is triggered when a producer gets money from the artist. And this event is triggered when there's a payment processed, right? When it's payment processed, it could be the artist bought a beat from a producer, and it could be a producer has bought a subscription or has paid for subscription. So payment process, this one will trigger triggered on payment on successful payment. So this one will come in handy anywhere we need it, right? Which is something we need. And then when payout is processed, when the producer gets his money, we're gonna trigger this event. Makes sense. And then the events consumed will be the license purchased. Yep. Now these events consumed and events produced, like I told you, the two events here are the events that are going direct to the producer, or the ones given to the producer by the artist. So it's still the producer is receiving. The ones consumed is what the producer is getting. So the producer is getting our service, so they're gonna have to pay for our license, right? And they're gonna have to pay for this. All right. So you guys get the point. And then the tech stack will be next. We can use Node.js Express with Stripe SDK, PostgreSQL still, right? You guys get the point to register payment records. So now this entire architecture will make it so that our backend won't have let me see, let me open MongoDB Atlas, just give me a second. So our MongoDB won't be fucking overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff that it has to process, right? So we have a bunch of different databases that are going to be working hand in hand. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah. So basically, that's about it, my brothers. I think I've explained almost everything. The rest is just super repetitive. I don't have to keep explaining, but the rest, you guys have the gist of almost everything that we need, right? So yeah, you guys get the gist of everything. Now, this Apache Kafka thing is a central event bus for asynchronous communication, right? So this is gonna take the topics, which is like user events for users this, bit events for this. This is like the central. The Apache Kafka is gonna be the central part of everything, right? It's gonna be like the one taking the news to you. Like, let's say something happens in the world, and then those guys go on the podium. It's like, yo guys, so today in the US something happened, or today in the world, like somebody attacked somebody. You guys get to hear that, but information was gathered from that place where the thing happened, that place, like from a friend, from a fucking news reporter here, and then you guys get to get the actual news, right? So this Apache Kafka will work as a, let's say, as a call center or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, just trying to make it simple for you guys. And then now the event schema will manage whatever. You guys get the point. And the next thing is we're gonna need an API gateway, right? So before, let me just draw this. Give me a sec. So before all this, right? Before us approaching anything here, before us reaching to the services, we're gonna need a payment gateway. I mean, an API gateway, right? That will take anything that's coming from the front end and then tell us our back end, like, hey, trigger the fucking service. Okay, service one, are you done? Okay, trigger service two. Hey, trigger service three, right? So this is gonna be the work of the API gateway. All right, you guys get the gist of it, man. I know my illustrations are not super up to like, but you guys get the point. You guys can do research on your own. All right, then now this is gonna be the one from is gonna interact with our backend and AWS API gateway, REST or WebSocket for real-time features like messaging. Right, that's gonna be it. And then the front end is the simplest. Like we can use React with Tailwind, or we use Next.js with Tailwind. And producer dashboards, this is going to be easier. Containerization, now this is the actual infrastructure, right? The actual infrastructure, we're going to need containerization. Oh my god, can't even speak English. So we're going to need Docker for packaging microservices. Could you share this Notion link? All right, no problem. This is going to be the Docker for managing, for packaging microservices, because obviously we're gonna have a bunch of fucking documents here, as you get. I mean, services that's gonna be hard for us to manage or just deploy them one by one. Let's say, hey, because everything here are gonna be independently deployable, right? We could actually deploy payment service on our own, fucking upload service on our own, user management on our own, and it's gonna be hard. So we're gonna need a container, right? A container, like, hey, I want to ship these things. Let's say you're staying in India, and then 10 people from India order a fucking anything from Amazon. Amazon is not gonna ship fucking one TV today to one person living in Bangalore, and then tomorrow a fucking computer to somebody living in Indore or whatever you call it, and then another person living in Mumbai or another person living in fucking any other area in India. What they're gonna do, they're not gonna care about the specific areas these people are living in. All they know is these goods are going all to India. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna containerize everything that's here, right? Whether you order from Bangalore, from Indore, from Mumbai, from this, from that, all of New Delhi, whatever, all of them are going to be containerized and called India, right? Shipping to India. That is going to be it. All these ones are going to be shipped direct to India. And then once they're in India, then you can distribute them to different areas, right? I think that makes sense as a concept for you to get. All right. So that's going to be it. We're going to need Docker, and Docker is going to help us in handling that. Then we're going to need the orchestration, which is going to be Kubernetes, right? EKS on AWS, or we can use mini cubes, right, for deployment, scaling, and service discovery. You guys, this is like self-explanatory. I don't have to even say that. I think I even have Kubernetes already installed. Let's give me a second. Can I say Docker version? I have Docker, and then let me say K9s. This is to test if we have, yeah, we have Kubernetes clusters. We don't have any cluster running now, but we have the Kubernetes stuff already installed. So that should be good. We should be good to go when it comes to infrastructure for now. But then we're going to need CI/CD, which is GitHub Actions for automated builds and deployments. So now, as you guys notice, we don't even have to worry about using Vercel because we're going to have to do it ourselves. So we're going to learn a bunch of stuff. You see that? And then we're going to have monitoring, which is pro. Now, thinking of everything that we have here, bro. Hey, what's up, my boy? What's good? I'm going to share the Notion link. Just give me a second. Let me finish with this, and now I'm going to share it with you. Don't worry, bro. Already my background is going nuts, so I'm gonna have to cut everything short. Don't worry, okay? So yeah, we're gonna have monitoring. We're gonna monitor everything here. So as you guys can see, everything is super like this is just I'm super simplifying this, but this can get messy when it comes to microservices. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, I know we are trying to solve our problem, but at the same time we are including different problems again. So that's how we learn, right? If you're playing a fucking video game right now, bro, you can solve one mission and then face a harder mission and then a harder one and then a harder one. Then finally you finish the game. And that's how they keep you guys hooked. So that's how you should also treat your brain or trick your brain in order to learn, all right? You understand? We can't keep building every day like, oh my god, fucking Node.js every day. Fucking no. We gotta up the skill a little bit, all right? So monitoring all these services will be super hard. So we shall need something like Prometheus for metric collection, and then Grafana for visualization, then Elasticsearch or Logstash or Kibana for logging. This is for logging if we have different errors, right? Service, let's say service payment service has failed. All right, we only going to tackle payment service. And the only way for us to know that the failure is in the payment service is for us to have proper logging, right? And that's what we're gonna do. Have you built yourself this plan? Yeah, bro. Yes, sir. And then we're gonna have cloud provider, which is gonna be the AWS, right? Which is now going to give us a scalability, chances like S3, AKS, and all these things. So we are going to learn a bunch of stuff, bro. Look, we've already gone to learning infrastructure. So if an employer or HR or somebody is technical, not HR, bro, these guys are not too technical unless they are technical though. But yeah, bro, if you find somebody that is super technical, they are literally going to come to you and tell you like, bro, you deserve a job, dog, because you've done like crazy work for a fucking project, personal project. This is like this. None of this stuff they teach at school. I swear to God, bro. Somebody should slap me if I'm wrong, bro. If they teach you guys in your college this stuff, I give you guys respect, bro. But most of these things they don't even teach them in computer science. I mean, software engineering, right? As a raw, as a major, I really doubt. All right, then we're gonna have event-driven workflow example. Now, this is an example. I don't know if we should go through it. A scenario: producer uploads a bid listed for sale, and an artist purchases a non-exclusive license. So the producer uploads a bid. The producer uploads an MP3 or WAV file via the front end hitting the API gateway. API gateway routes to the bid service, which stores the file in S3 and metadata in MongoDB. I think I explained that bid service publishes bid uploaded an event to bid events topic. All right, and this is gonna be consumed from there, and then bid listed in the marketplace. Market service consumes bid uploaded, creates a listing and stores it in a PostgreSQL. Publishes bid listed event to marketplace event topics. Now artist adds to cart and purchase. Artist adds the bid to their cart via the front end, triggering a cart uploaded event. On checkout, marketplace service publishes list license purchase event, and then payment service consumes a license purchase, processes payment via Stripe, and pushes payment and publishes payment processed. And notification analytics, notification service consumes a license purchase and sends an email slash push notification to the producer or artist accordingly. And then the artist service consumes the license purchase and updates sales metrics in Elasticsearch. The streaming service consumes bid listed, the cache to the cache, and the bid for low latency streaming. You guys get that? It's like crazy robust that we just implemented. I can't even lie, bro. No one teaches tech stack in college. I'm telling you, dog. Nobody teaches this stuff in college. Like a lot of colleges, just they're using old stuff, dog. We're doing some crazy like fucking database that I've never heard of. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna use this for? Hmm. So you guys get the gist of everything we're gonna do, right? This is like crazy work, bro. This is crazy work. I'm telling you, this is far from average, my boy. And once we start implementing everything, it's gonna be crazy. This, you see, that's why I'll be like, you guys shouldn't worry. Like some people are like, bro, do lead code, bro, do lead code. It's like, okay, I'll do it, but I'll not do it to be a fucking lead code beast. I want to be a fucking software beast. You get it? Not a fucking lead code beast doing fucking puzzles to fucking burn down my brain. I don't want to do no fucking puzzles, like, man. It's more like somebody who knows 1,000 idioms, 1,000 proverbs, and claims to be a fucking psychiatrist or fucking somebody that is just like going to teach you about mental health. I don't get it. You get it? So you understand? I'm not hating on people who are lead code grinders, but it just it's not like a thing for me, bro. I just love to see things happen, things work. So scalability, Kubernetes, now the robustness features scalability. Kubernetes auto scaling based on CPU memory usage. Kafka partition scales with upload resilience. This, you guys get the point, right? We're not gonna go through everything here. So now this is the diagram, right? I think I already drew it. This is gonna be the front end with React. It's gonna hit our API gateway first, and then it's gonna hit our Kafka event bus. This bus is going to take everything like, hey, the user service. We got PostgreSQL, we got payment service, we got PostgreSQL with Stripe, analytics service, we have Elasticsearch. Then there's bid service with MongoDB and S3 streaming. We have all these things going on now. So that's gonna be it, my boy. Now implementation. This is like using domain-driven design. You get it? Domain-driven design with buses, like all these things we shall do them, bro. Cool is just like cool, I'm just starting Java, Spring Boot, and all. This would be really helpful for me for making a perfect project. I'm telling you, bro. And what's funny is that I can even get you part of the service. Like, let's say I want you to handle part of the service with the Spring Boot. I say, hey, bro, can you handle this part? And then I communicate to you, give you everything that you need in Discord, and you can do it when you are all the way in India or in US or whatever, and we can all communicate and come together and handle the project without you having the entire project. You just have that one project to focus on. So that's the thing, bro. That's the stuff. I'm telling you, this is like in depth and crazy. This is like crazy. Let me share it with you. But bro, don't steal my project though. I don't want you. I think you don't build on your own. Am I right? You didn't build on your own. What do you mean I didn't build on my own, bro? I'm confused. What you mean I didn't build on my own? Because I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean I don't build on my own, dog? What difference does it make, bro? What difference does it make? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, I'm too smart. I did this. I did research, of course. All you gotta do is do research. Your brain cannot come up with all these things on its own. You get it. You just gotta come up with a design and you implement it. I think that's all I'll tell you. Mm, okay, okay. I think that should make sense now, my brother. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I think that should make sense for sure. Hmm. Now, have we started using that? Now, let's see how we are going to implement the first. Not we're not implementing the first part though, but today I want us to try to do something with JWT authentication thing because I really want to implement my own auth. I don't want to depend on no fucking external service where they'll have to at some point, like let's say one day they just don't agree with me and then they just happen to like just kill my auth and then I have to like beg them to put my shit back up. They're like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. So what I'm gonna do, just give me a sec. I'm going to today we're going to try to focus on this. If we happen to finish this, that's good. If we don't, then it's also good. So let's take this part of the text stack, right? And matter of fact, let's try to take this part JWT on its own, right? And then we'll try to implement let's just take this part of the text stack, right? Let's say we want to implement sign in, sign out with that, right? So let's open a new page and then we're just gonna say we're gonna take this. You say user service, right? It's not the actual one, right? But we're just gonna say implementation. In other words, it's gonna be JWT, right? It's gonna be JWT with Node.js, right? It's gonna be it, and then we're gonna come here and let's say heading 3. Oh my god, heading 3, and then we're just gonna say text stack, right? Let's say the text stack that we need, and then we just drop this. We already have this in place, so we don't have to do this twice. Okay. um yeah, I think you should start reaching out to people, but this is very good. I hope you get a great job, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot. And yeah, you're right, man. I'm gonna start reaching out to people, and that's interesting because we're gonna go crazy soon, bro. Like I really want to like do something that is like beyond average. You feel me? I want to do something with my life, not sit here and just try to like act like everything's okay. You feel me? All right. So now we have the user service. Here we're gonna think of. Wait here. Just give me a sec. I want to actually um for some reason, I'm thinking about using Golang, bro. I don't have no idea in Golang, but for some reason, I just love like there's something I love about this. Let me see. Go. There's something I just like about this image. Like this, there's something about this image that just makes my day when I look at it, dog. So for some reason, I don't know. I just have a feeling I'll one time learn Golang, bro. I'll one time learn Golang. I don't know if you guys want us to learn Golang, bro. What do you guys think, man? Build simple, secure, scalable systems with Golang, an open source programming language supported by Google, easy to learn and great for teams, built in concurrency and robust standard library, large ecosystem of learn Go because it's used by Twitch, bro, and Twitch is super crazy, but Rust, nah, bro. I feel like learning Golang should be my goal, bro. Yeah, although that would be like, okay, I'm learning a whole new language, but that will make this thing very easy though, because it's like, bro, using these with Golang is gonna be insane. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Or we can just focus on JWT for now. So yeah, that was just a by the way, man. That was just a by the way. So let's look up JWT first. I don't know JWT token. Let's focus on JWT. Let's just try to study that JSON Web Token. Okay, this is how you install it. npm install JSON Web Token. Asynchronous jwt.sign payload, it takes payload. It also takes a secret or private key, and we have an options or callback. Are you going to roll your own auth? Yeah, I think that's the thing, man. I think that's the thing. Yeah, I'll have to do that, my boy. I'll have to do my own auth thing, dog. I don't know. What do you guys think, bro? You think we should do our own auth with JWT, or we shouldn't? I feel like with JWT will make more sense because then we shall have more control over our users. You get it? What do you guys think, bro? Just use Superbase or Firebase auth. Nah, bro. Mm-mm. If that, I'm already using Clock, bro. You understand? If that's what I wanted to do. Oh, next, since you're already working with, yeah. Yeah, I know, bro. That would make more sense, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just trying to learn new stuff. I don't know, bro. I think next auth. Oh, better auth. Actually, better auth. Some better auth is made by some Ethiopian dude, right? Some dude from Ethiopia. Uh, yeah, give me a sec. Let me just open this. All right, so let's see. So I don't know, bro. I don't know, cause I would really expect something out of this. Cause here's the thing: we're gonna manage user registration, user authentication, profiles, and roles. So if we could manage to build this user service, I mean, user service with only the parts that we need, right? That means this user service will only work and it will actually have enough space for the work that we needed to do, which is just producer, user related. I mean, producer, artist related. I don't know if that makes sense, bro. Because the thing I was saying, bro, I do not want to fucking depend on another person, right? Another person's application to run my application, unless it's something I cannot implement by myself. I know all thing is gonna be hard for an MVP, but it's a good learning curve. I don't know what you guys think about that. Yeah, because if we're teaching ourselves, that we gotta learn. You understand? So let's see the all thing. Oh, documentation. Let's see. Oh, this is adapters, right? Visit. Okay, we can adapt this with MongoDB as well. It's not bad. We can adapt it with MongoDB. And let's see, just give me a sec. Adapters, install auth MongoDB adapter. Then we can have the adapter as MongoDB client. Then add the MongoDB client. This is where Mongo client, then server API version from MongoDB. Then if we have the URI, then if we don't have the URI, invalid or missing environment variables, then const URI is equals to this. Wait, okay. So why is this one supposed to come here when we calling it down here? I mean, I don't know. Is this the correct way of putting it? Like const URI is equals to process.env.mongodb, but then this one is happening up here. Won't it throw an error naturally? Okay. So let me ask AI, right? Let me just make it easier. Say I'm planning to run an event driven microservices architecture. Okay, I know I made a mistake there. Damn, architecture, right? So would it be okay or feasible to build my own auth using AWT, or rather just use next auth, right? Or better auth or clock or whatever is out there. All right, let's see what happens. Because sometimes, bro, ChatGPT it just gives me like some personalized answers that I like. We are planning to build an event-driven microservice architecture. Here's a breakdown on whether to build your own auth with JWT versus using a third-party auth provider like NextAuth, Clark, or Auth0 or Firebase Auth. Now, for JWT, suitable for microservices. Bro, what the hell is this? So many bullshit coming in the goddamn room, bro. What the fuck? Alright, so JWT based auth is suitable for microservices. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this, bro? So we don't have to rely. The main point of microservices is reducing something called dependency, depending on some other stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like us having to depend on somebody else stuff is something we're trying to prevent. So fully decoupled. Decoupled means we're not dependent. If you guys know couples, if you're in love, you know what I mean, right? To be completely decoupled is to completely be independent of each other, right? So flexible and it's lightweight. We don't have to come with all the like BS that comes with the rest of, like, let's say next auth, they might be having their own database that is only like dependent on their own architecture. That's something that we want to prevent. So now the consist needs to manage login, token storage, rotation, revocation, and all that stuff. Which is the trade-off I'm willing to take. And then next auth.js, not ideal for microservices. Have you seen this? Easy for monolith or front end plus API routes, tightly coupled to Next.js and less flexible across services. You understand? This is it's tied to Next.js, and if this is what I want, then I would rather just stick with the monolith, which is what I was using, right? And yeah, but I'm not gonna continue the monolith, bro. And then we have the Clark Auth or Firebase. Okay, this is good. Faster setup, handles complexity, cross-platform, cost less control, cost. What is this? Cost less control, vendor lacking. Oh, yeah. So this is the cons. The cons is we're gonna have to pay money. Obviously, we're gonna have to pay money. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay money, and then it's gonna cost, and it's gonna have less control, and then vendor locking. We're gonna be locked into one fucking vendor, and if they happen to go down, then we are going down with them. Which is something we're not gonna need. So recommended for microservices, we gotta stick with custom JWT auth. Even if you have 1 million users. All right, then it's not gonna cost me a thing, right? If my users are fucking secure, that is only me that knows about their fucking credentials. Do you feel that? Because this is we only thing we need is a JWT token that is just gonna be sent, that's gonna be assigned to any user that's gonna use our application, And then anytime they want to use our application, they will have to verify that, hey, I have this JWT, whatever. And then boom, they have to send it back to our backend so that we can process it and access and say, hey, this person has it for sure. Let's let him pass. Isn't that something good for us to learn, bro? What do you think? Because what I've seen with most people, they're too comfortable being on the mediocre side of things. I can't even lie to you. But it's not me, bro. I always want to go the extra mile. So I'm going to do my research. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to do it. All right. I know there are other things out there, but why not add another thing out there? So option one, if you're running microservices, especially with an API gateway or event bus like Kafka, RabbitMQ, or NUTS, it is completely feasible and even preferred to use your own JWT based authentication. I think this line should do it for you, my G. Each service can verify the JWT without needing to call an auth service stateless. You guys get that? Sounds good, but handling auth is just takes some time when it's not really important. Who told you? Oh my god, bro. Jesus Christ. Look at what I just had. And bro, I don't wanna sound like a hateful person, or I don't wanna be negative, but I would say this: do your research, my G. You get it? Because when you throw out statements like this, it just makes you look a little like you got some, you just don't sound smart to me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not rushing. What am I rushing for? It's like it's pointless, bro. If you're in college, you sitting 4 years doing bunch of nothing. Why don't you just skip and fucking go to year four and get your certificate like from year one? Why don't you just skip? You understand? So be smart, bro. Why are we rushing? If we're learning, let's learn. All right, let's not. Let me tell you, when TikTok was about to get banned in the US, do you know the reason why TikTok was about to be banned? Is because data. All right, our data is going to China. China is going to control our data. Okay, China is infiltrating our system through our data. All that stuff. So that data is only accessed when you sign up. And I can tell you this right now: if you have TikTok, they have your information. If you have YouTube, they have your information. If you have fucking anything, you have people's information. All right. As long as there's sign up, sign in, they have your information. So what you need to do to be a boss is to control people's informations. So that is it. I don't want to give my users information to a fucking auth library or whatever, just because I could have taken some extra time to do it on my own. You get it? And then my applications don't have to rely on calling other services to fucking get that exact JWT or that, we're just gonna be stateless. We're not gonna be using any state. It's stateless. The only thing we need is a JWT, and that's it. They don't have because it is hashed. Who told you that, bro? You sound like a fucking weirdo. What you mean? Just give me a second, bro. Yeah, bro. Who told you that they? No, this is what they tell you. This is called marketing scheme. There is nothing that is hashed, bro. There is nothing that is hashed. It's like encrypted. And who told you that encrypted messages are even like authentic, dog? Like right now on WhatsApp, they can tell you it's end to end is encrypted. How the fuck right now you fucking make a crime, the government will still access it. So where's the encryption? The point of the encryption is for only you and the sender supposed to have access to it, right? Not even WhatsApp themselves should be able to tell what's in the message. But just do something weird and see if they'll not access it. Come on, dog. This is just a marketing scheme. Don't be like, come on, you gotta be smarter than that. All right. So don't worry about all that shit. You get it? Don't worry about all that shit. You get? Yeah. To be competitive, you gotta be. You gotta be more of a builder than a consumer. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So that is it. And then now it works well with message brokers like gRPCs or HTTP APIs. You can control token claim. Hold on. I'm actually feeling water in this stuff, that's why. Okay, man. I'll have to keep a lot of water around me, my boy. Okay. Alright. So, um, you can control the token claim like the user ID, the permissions. Alright. Hood research department law. What do you mean by hood research department, bro? I'm confused. What do you mean by that? Cause I'm for real, bro. And that's the thing is like most people just wanna be lazy, bro. I feel like you can do this, bro. You can do it. So just go ahead and do it. All right. It's a joke. Check it later. All right. Hood research. What hood research department? Hold on. Let me check it. I don't want to wait for later, bro. I feel like I'll forget it. Hood research department. What does that mean? Let me check it out. Um.
The sun go when it get dark.
B, I don't have an answer for that. Huh?
I think sound, bro. That shit, that was fast as though. I ain't gonna lie.
Huh?
Ta,
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 ta.
ta. So it's like dark over here. Why sun over here?
The sun. So
Bro, what the fuck? What you mean by that, bro? I'm confused. I'm totally confused, bro. Hey, bro, not staying today due to work. Just came to say hello as always. Oh, what's good? What's good, man? How are you doing? Thanks a lot, man. It means the world to me, really. Yeah, if you're doing your work, man, go make that money, dog. Go make that bunk, really, bro. Don't stress about anything. I feel flattered, although I hate flutter the language. But you must build, sign up. Okay, this is the only thing we gotta build those sign up, sign in, endpoints, password hashing with bcrypt, token sign in plus expiration, optional. This is like refresh tokens, token revocation, blacklist or should listed, middleware to verify tokens in each service. Yeah, so we're gonna have some libraries like JSON, Web Token, Bcrypt, and Redis. If needed for token propagation or whatever you call that word, bro, revocation. Yeah, it's not bad. I feel like okay, I'm ready to go the extra mile just to protect my user data, bro. For real. And the option two is gonna be with Clark. If you don't want to build login like all this stuff, Clark is based on Next.js app and React based front end, has great DX. What is developer experience? Okay, developer experience. And Auth 0 flexible supports enterprise auth flows. Firebase auth free tier, solid for early stage apps. Bro, Firebase is almost like I hate it, bro. Even from yo Hamza, Hamza, Hamza was good, bro. How you doing? I'm cool, man. I'm just chilling. Bro. I'm just chilling, just learning, bro. Today we like taking everything. We're just learning today. That's literally the point. Let me see. Firebase auth and Superbase auth. We got PostgreSQL, Postgres based auth, open source. But still, we're gonna have to pay money. I don't want to waste time with that, bro. Issues JWTs you can verify in microservices. These providers issue JWTs you can verify in microservices, provide UI widgets for auth flows, handle security edge cases, throttling, brute force, social logins. You can still use your own service for logic and just validate the JWT issued by Clark in your backend. Okay, why not use this? Okay, I think this is it. Final recommendation. If you are learning and want full control, build your own JWT auth microservice. If you're shipping faster and focusing on business logic, If you want to go with auth, it's really simple and it'll give you. Yeah, for real. That's facts though. You guys know I use Clark a lot. Like almost every single application I have here, even this data bucket application is literally using Clark. I think I just closed it off. Yeah, but you guys know I use Clark like religiously. But I just want to break off from that. I want to build my own JWT auth flow, and I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I shouldn't worry. I'm gonna do that. All right. So yeah. Hmm. I think that should be it really. Cause what else? What else? If you want a hybrid, use clock auth to issue JWTs. I don't want a hybrid. I really want to build it on my own. So a quick boilerplate? No, I'm gonna do this afterwards. All right. I just wanted to ask this question: is it feasible to use our own? So I'm just gonna build a custom auth, but not on stream though. You guys, you feel me? I gotta go teach myself. I don't wanna look like a weirdo on stream, bro. We could do it though. We could do it for real. We could do it. What do you guys think? You think we should build it, bro? You think we should build the sign in, sign out endpoints and stuff? I don't know. I just wanted to use this stream to let you guys know about like the current setup that we are going for and what we shall be doing next. What do you guys think? Ooh. Oh my god. What do you guys think, bro? So it's actually 3 p.m. right now. The reason why I started the stream early is because I wanted to get shit done before I can go to the coffee store and then I'll work on other stuff, right? Because I have a lot of things I want to work on. So yeah, plus I want to go see a friend. Matter of fact, let me check on him if he's home right now. So I wanted to go see him, and he's also like he's a cracked developer, and he's actually building a course. It's a a web application for like selling courses, for watching courses, for organizing your courses in one place. Yeah, and he's using Python and JavaScript. Like he's a crack dev actually. So let me check on him if he's home, and then I'm gonna see him. If he's not, then it's cool. Let me see. I literally called him biggest dev in my phone, bro. That's how good of a dev he is. Cause he started since 2019. Some. Let me check if he's home. I guess. Oh, I guess he's at school. I don't know. His phone is not going through. For some reason, I think his phone is on do not disturb. Let me see. Yo, broski. Alright, if he's not home, then it's cool. It's not a big deal, bro. Oh god. Yeah, so I wanna hear you guys' side of stories, man. What are you guys working on? It's like for the longest we've been on stream, and I don't know. I've not heard of you guys doing anything that's significant. I wanna hear you guys, bro. Let me see. You guys drop your projects on Discord, and I'm gonna check them out. All right. I want you guys to drop them on Discord. And thankfully, bro, our Discord server is like going crazy. Like literally, we're going crazy on the Discord server. Yeah, I can check it out if you want though. So I think that's gonna be it, man. This should be it for like today's stream really. I just wanted to, put this out there so that when we start everything, we can just follow like the required steps, right? And you guys won't be lost. You guys will follow with me. So I'm gonna do my research entirely on JWTs today. I'm gonna spend the whole of today doing research on JWT, handle everything, and then yeah, call it a day on JWTs. Hopefully, that will be this part that we've handled, right? Which is the user service. You understand? Because I'm gonna use the user service to teach me the JWT thing. So that's gonna be it, my brother. Love you guys. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow. Damn.